If you want to be successful, all you have to do is go to school, get a good education, and go to work for a good company, stay there 30, 40 years, and retire. Now, is that the biggest lie that's ever been told? And people are buying into it every day. I was reading an article last month, and it said for the first time since 1880, young adults, 18 to 34, are more likely to live with a parent than any other arrangement. The cost of living is going up, and the earnings are going down. That's the reality of what's happening in this country today. And then I hear people say, I'm going back to school, Heather, so I can get a good job. There's no such thing. How many of you know somebody that's been laid off in the last few years? How many of you have? My husband got laid off. Then he got hired back at the same company for a little more than half his pay. You know, the days of going to school and going to work and having a company take care of you are over. You know who the number one employer in this country is, besides the federal government? Walmart. And McDonald's is a close second. In December of 2017, history was made when the number of healthcare jobs surpassed the number of manufacturing jobs. Go figure. Times have changed. People don't realize it sometimes that they've changed. What I love about an online business is it gives you the opportunity to take control of your financial future. And that's what I love about it, because it returns free enterprise to this country. We've been conditioned so wrong for so long. And here's what happens to us. We're sitting there, we go to school like I did, we go to work, we get a couple of promotions, then we're stuck in a job we don't like. And we're sitting there waiting for somebody to retire or die before we can move up in the company. And that's not a good situation to be in. You know, you love your coworker, but man, he's not old enough to be kicking the bucket yet. It's kind of hard. I got to the reality of, hey, I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. I don't really like punching a time clock every day. I don't really like going to eat when I'm told I can. I don't really like having to be here at 6 o'clock every morning when I don't particularly want to. I want out of this thing. And I started talking to people. And I said, are you going to work here the rest of your life? And the ones who'd been there 5, 6 years, they said, no way, Heather. I'm not staying here forever. And I talked to people who'd been there 16, 17 years, and I said, how'd you get here? You hate it. You hate it worse than I do. Why have you been here 17 years? And they say, Heather, I only got 13 more years till I retire. What happens is we all climb into the great American box. We never take the time to think about it too much, because if we did, it would scare us to death. We think, well, we're doing okay. I'm as good as Joe over here, my neighbor. He's driving a 2007 automobile. I've got a 2011. My kids' shoes don't have holes in them. I'm a whole lot better off than Uncle Vinny. I'm doing okay. We get caught in this box because the people around us are in the box. And then all of a sudden, sometime, somewhere, somebody shows you a YouTube video and tells you about an online business. And you see, people are living outside the box. And you didn't even know there was anything outside the box. And you can't believe it. Look at this. Ryan's traveling the world, going to Fiji, Cyprus, Costa Rica, all over the place. Look at this guy. He spent years in the box working in a software company. Now he's out of it. And I'm going to get out of it. And all of a sudden, we just take off running right through the box. We're listening to the training videos every day and doing the daily tasks to build our business. Things are going great. We've got hopes and dreams and we're working hard on our business. Then you call me on the phone, you say, Heather, what's the record for getting at $10,000 a month? 'Cause I'm going to beat it. You're all fired up and excited. You found your ticket out of the box. And you know what? That's true. And then this is what happens. All the people in the box start yelling at you. Get back in the box. Get back. What do you think you're doing? You can't get out of the box. You belong in the box with me. What's wrong with you? That business doesn't work, and the internet's a scam. Get back, get back. 'Cause they get scared to death if you get out. The less that's in it with them, and it makes them look bad. And they yell at you, and they yell and scream at you, and they say, you can't. Somebody else can. That's not for you. And then you know what happens to some of you? You believe it. And you jump back in the box where you're comfortable, where you're used to being. Because outside of the box you learn, yeah, there's freedom. There's financial independence. But there's also writing and commenting. And there's also disappointment. There are learning curves. And some days you might feel like you're in over your head. But that's when you've got to ask for help. Some days there's frustration out of the box. And you say, back here in the box, I was doing okay. My goodness, since I got out of that box for a few weeks, I lost all contact. I have no idea what's happening on the news. And I don't know if I can live my life like that. I'm just going to sit back here in the box and justify. Justification kills. Because we say, Heather, I just don't have as much time as I thought I was going to. My kids are doing sports. I've got bowling on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And the golf season's getting here. And we justify. And we make excuses. And we get right back in the box with all the other people in the box where we're comfortable. And we die at age 65. We have less than $3,000 in our bank account. And that's the way it is. That's where most of you listening to this are going. And some of you are thinking, Heather, you're probably right. And some of you are thinking, I'm not going there. I'm getting out of the box. I'm staying out of the box. And nobody is talking me back in it. And when you get that way, you're going to make it. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. You gotta fight it. Man, I see people all the time. They're in and they're out, in and out. That's what happens to some of you. You gotta get out of the box, and now you're back in it. You're probably sitting in it today. You're in the box. And here's how you try to get back out of it. Instead of just running to get out of it, you try to stick your big foot out of it. Just your foot. Just try to get your foot out of the box. You're kind of timid. You can't just put your foot out of the box. You got to decide, I'm getting out of the box. Because if just your foot's out, everybody in the box is pulling you back into it. You got to make a decision. Are you going to spend the rest of your life in the box or out of the box? Because out here is freedom. It's the most meaningful friendships you could ever develop. It's seeing other people's lives touched. It's making a difference in the way things are in this world. It's living life to its fullest. And that's what I recommend you be. It's worth it, people. Is it a struggle? No, it's really not. Because I want to share a secret with you. Right here is a door. And I've seen over the last several years Hundreds of people walk through that door. Hundreds. And the way they got through the door is by understanding one thing. Success depends on me, nobody else. If it's going to happen, the person in the mirror is going to make it happen. It's not somebody out there that's going to make a difference in my life. It's in here. And they understand and they come to grips with it's not your computer's fault, it's not your sponsor's fault, it's not your family's fault. You can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. Success has nothing to do with finding the right person, it's in becoming the right person. If you become the right people, you'll find the right people. Most people won't follow you if you don't know where you're going. They only follow people out of the box. If you're in the box with them, what kind of help can you be to them? So you've got a choice. I don't think you'd hand over your checkbook to somebody you didn't know or maybe you didn't trust. But every day in this country, we have people that their mortgage payment, their car payment, their child's education, their life is dependent on somebody they don't know sitting in an ivory tower somewhere making decisions and playing around with their life. Because their life depends on their job instead of themselves. And what we give you, the opportunity here today, is the opportunity to develop the skills, develop the attitude where you can go to sleep every night knowing your success depends upon you, nobody else. And that you've got the skills, you've got the talent, you've got the ability, you've got the love of people to get it done no matter where you are. That's what we give to you. We give you the opportunity to become better than you are. And all you got to do is walk through the door and follow the path of many, many people inside our awesome community. Because every single one of them opened the door and walked the same path. And if you're willing to walk the path they walked, you'll have what they have. It's as simple as that. All you got to do is believe you can. I believe in you. I hope you believe in yourself. Thank you.